We'll start part two by picking up where we left off in part one. Well, Jesus spoke in parables and also said that he is a door and a vine. Do you take him literally? Well, no, because no one thought he was an actual door or vine, so there was nothing for Jesus to correct. His disciples, however, did take him literally and left him as a result. If they misunderstood, why didn't Jesus call them back? Well, they didn't leave him because he was saying to eat his flesh and drink his blood. They left because they no longer believed. And since Jesus knew who wouldn't believe, he didn't need to call them back. Well, of course they no longer believed because they interpreted what he said literally. And this hard teaching was too much for them, as it is for many today. So if I'm understanding you correctly, Jesus quadrupled down on his literal language to eat his flesh and drink his blood, knowing he was actually speaking symbolically. But that was okay because they wouldn't have believed him anyway? Doesn't that portray Jesus as being deceitful and unethical? The true food is belief in Jesus and doing God's will. But can you name me a single Christian who aligned with your way of thinking in the first 1,000 years of the church? Well, that doesn't matter because the Catholic Church corrupted the scripture and got many things wrong. No, I'm not talking about the Catholic Church, but the entirety of Christianity for 1,000 years. Not a single Christian aligned with your symbolic interpretation. I can provide you multiple names of Christians who believed that Jesus was speaking literally. In the first 400 years of the church alone, there is Irenaeus, Clement of Alexandria, Ignatius of Antioch, Justin Martyr, Tertullian, Origen, Cyprian of Carthage, and others. Who can you provide who aligned with your belief? I don't need a person to align with. I just need to align with the Bible. But how do you know that your interpretation is correct? Because I read the Bible accurately, and Scripture interprets Scripture. You rather believe in popes and worship Mary and don't have a personal relationship with Jesus. Okay, so what you're saying is that your interpretation of Scripture is correct, and the entire Christian community got it wrong for over 1,000 years because you can't provide a single person who believed as you do. And doesn't that bother you? Well, no, because I have faith in Jesus and need nothing else, certainly not to believe in cannibalism. I'll stop there. As you can see, again, they're kind of all over the place and maybe noticed a growing anger because I believe deep down they know their position makes no sense and even worse, paints Jesus in a horrible light. Would you ever deceive anyone like they're contending Jesus did to his disciples? It can be very difficult and frustrating conversation. But remember, you have truth on your side. I hope this was both fun and educational.